stream. There it is. We are live. I actually have the chat window open today and it'll do its thing properly. We can move it over there and get started. Right, what am I doing in Dogtown today? The Tempered Soul Everlasting. Let's go rescue some shadow dragons that got kidnapped because I didn't save Dogtown. Finally, a quest that I think is unique to Dogtown because I didn't save it. Hey, Dominisud. Brain is having trouble trying to read that username today. One sec. Hi, Girly Pop. Girly Pop's a new one. Don't know that I've ever been called Girly Pop. I did set the quest. Where am I heading? Oh, I know where I am. How are you doing today? Dominion Simulacrum. There we go. My brain caught up with reading that username. For a second, it was just like that's too many words going on.
Under fire. Watch it.
Oh, I'm going to turn the game audio down a little in my mix, just so it's a little quieter. An icon, a legend, oh heck. Hey, Thimba. Just came back from doing some shopping. I'm tired but happy. Good to hear. I'm just sleepy. That's all I have in me today is just, I'm tired. It's been one of those days. I've been prepping for a new video series that I'm starting recording probably next week. Probably not airing until early 2025, but I've been trying to get some work prepped to do that, which has been exciting but tiring. Hey, Tara. I did go see a film today in order to have some time not in the office, because I've been overworking myself to the point of some sleepiness. I went and saw Moana 2 today. A film that I have opinions about. I say a film I have opinions about. A piece of media I have opinions about that definitely didn't start as a film and you can feel it. Which, for anyone who's unaware, Moana 2 began as a Disney Plus TV series that they took the first 5 episodes of and turned into a film. And you can feel that it's 5 episodes of a TV show that were sort of retrofitted into being a film. It is an interesting one for sure. Okay, do I have to enter in? Do I have to enter in the front? If I enter from this side, will it let me go rescue the shadow dragons? Serious question, Dice Funk related. We need Laura and Mari in the same room for a one-shot or miniseries, so they can probably drag Austin's what he deserves. You should DM it. I mean, I'm not opposed to that being a thing that could exist. I don't know who would need to be involved for it to happen, but I'm not opposed to it happening. Oh, do I need to come from, like, this side to enter this place? Oh, Lauren and Mari in the same room for a one-shot.
Hard to believe.
That too, I'm also not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to DMing something with Austin, Mari, and Lauren. That seems like a fun, if mildly stressful as a DM time. Okay. Try one more time. Can I get in this way? Aha, here we go. Didn't mean to vault over that, I was trying to pick up an item. That wasn't a pick-upable item in the first place. Go, where are these missing shadow dragons?
Trouble nearby.
Oh, that's the Viper! That cool NPC that we've really not gotten attached to in this playthrough, because you only really get to know him if you protect Docktown. I only really know who he is because we protected him in my off-stream first playthrough.
There he is. Let's go.
Okay. I gotta find the crystals to break. Where are they? Okay, I can open the back entrance. I can do that. Yeah, let's start with this. Let's open all the entranceways so I can find my way back in later.
Well, that's done. There. Strike now.
Harris says, I know this was a discussion last stream, but I think Nev's story would have been better if instead of the Blood Mage, her story was the demons running the protection racket. It seemed possible to bring the threads into it and have links to the Veilguard. I think that was a more interesting story. You know what we're gonna do a little side quest today that I think would have made a more interesting end to Nev's story. And separated it out from Lucanus's a bit. So there's a separate thing going on in Docktown that's not Nev's story, that is people going missing because they've been tempted, like, people at their most desperate have been tempted by demons, and those demons have ultimately feasted on those people. And I feel like that's potentially the more interesting thing, is this, like, despair demon that is feeding on people's despair, feeding on them when they're at their most vulnerable. Like, it's the more interesting version of why Docktown is kind of fucked. There's a few avenues I think Nev's quest could have been done better with.
At least, you're not going down that easy.
I told the shadows to lay low.
That's the problem with rebels. They never listen.
I'm in your debt, Nev. You too, Rook.
Cool, give me some faction points so that we can have your faction loyalty in the final mission.
How did you end up in Venatori hands?
The Shadow Dragon scattered when the Venatori gained power, but I couldn't give up. With blight in my blood, I've got nothing to lose. Better
He's
to
been
go
blighted.
down fighting.
Ooh.
I thought putting down one of their
Hey,
commanders would help the
Kiara.
city, but the Venatori expected me.
The Venatori planned to make a spectacle of you. I won't give them the satisfaction.
A small victory among our larger war.
So what now? What happens to
Or
the
even just
Shadow
giving the
Dragons?
Venatori more to
I'll
do.
get
The
word
Venatori
out.
don't really
We'll
get
find
much to
each
do,
other.
despite
We
being
once started
one of the
from
big
nothing
enemy
but a dream.
factions.
We can do so again.
Or maybe you should rest. Haven't you done enough? The Blight.
The blight will take me down no matter what. I'd rather take action before
You want to
it
go
does.
down fighting, I get
I
it.
have to believe
Viper.
Marathis can survive this and emerge stronger, better, even if I'm not here to see it.
How am I? I'm good. I'm tired. I'm burned out. But I'm good. I'm ready for the end of the year to roll around now. I'm ready for some rest, you know. Right. Yes, so let's go do that quest I was just talking about. Desperate in Docktown. A demon has been manipulating Docktown's desperate. It's time that the demon was stopped. I don't think any of the other companion quests end with a fight with a demon. I think a demon that has taken up residence in a town where everyone is down on their luck and financially destitute anyway, and taking advantage of their desperation, is a really cool idea. I think it kind of sucks that this is relegated to being like a little side plot quest we go on. Hey, how do you like the game? Does it compare to previous installments? User reviews are poor, but it can't be worse than Inquisition, or is it? So, take my opinion of this game with a grain of salt, because I worked on the game. You can see my name in the credits, therefore, if I say anything positive, you know not to truly believe me, because I can't be believed, obviously. But I love this game. I think it's great. I will tell you the things that, like, I can see why some people would not like it compared to Inquisition. I will say those first. I will acknowledge those. There are some people who don't like the fact that it's a more action combat system. I personally really like that, but I can see how if you'd gotten attached to the old combat system, you wouldn't get on with that. It is definitely more focused on your companion quests, which I think is a big positive, but I know for some people, not having that big sprawl of, like, minutiae of political faction intrigue going on so much is, like, to some people a negative. But for me, this game really hits on what I love most about BioWare games, which is Mass Effect 2 really succeeded in its, like, final act when you were doing everyone's loyalty missions to get them ready for the suicide mission. That was always the most memorable content from the Mass Effect series, was those missions where it's like, this is the thing your character cares about, we're going to go do that thing so that they've got a clear head. This is a game that is 90% big, lengthy, 8-hour-long companion quests for each companion that feel like those Mass Effect 2 loyalty quests. That's what I love from BioWare, is here is a little storyline just about this one party member, and it really leans on those, which I think is really neat. It's not going to be for everyone, but I played it. I'm playing it through on stream, and I'm also doing another playthrough off stream now. So I'm on my 3rd playthrough since this game came out, which, yeah, I would not be doing... You know, I did my personal playthrough, I started playing it on stream, and I started a fresh save offline. I wouldn't be doing that 3rd playthrough right now whilst streaming it, having only just finished my last playthrough, if I didn't think it was great. Yeah, this is the biggest name game I've worked on. It was quite exciting. Right, where was I? I'm following...
Nev, one of the wards.
There we go.
She was from Rathus. Still wrote to her.
Nothing in our way now.
Oh, here it is, big spooky demon.
Back to...
I have felt you move against me, beating a city in such perfect condition.
You've been
Let's do it.
toying
Let's
with
open the
people
box. Let's
just
let the demon out.
An answer that they come seeking.
How do I want that armor? No.
Something to do when their world is cruel. People will do such fun things.
Come on, show yourself, desperation.
Heads up, despair. Tread lightly.
Damn, I can't see.
Oh, you've done the darkness. I can't use my my summon buddies. Oh, I can. Okay, yes, I found Davrin. That means we can use the summon buddies. I should probably take out the ice attacks that are incoming, but first let's get the stagger attack in. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Clearinghouse. Beautiful work.
All that's happened, I can see how a demon of desperation woke up here. It could feed on the city.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention to the screen for a second there. What weapon was that I picked up? Was that something for... that new weapon for Tash? Feels like it would have been... I think it was this. No, don't want to equip it. But wanted to see what it
Make
was.
things
Wanted to
worse.
see the stats.
We can't undo what it did, but won't do it anymore.
Nev, you alright?
Yeah. Hate that the damn thing was here, but this was a good win.
Yeah, I'll say this. As someone who has been, like, a long-time BioWare fan, but has been, like... I was pretty disappointed with Mass Effect Andromeda on release. Anthem just was not for me. This is the first time in a decade that I've come back to a BioWare game and gone, this feels like what I love about BioWare. And to me, like, I've said this before, there are things I love about this that I think this does specifically better than Inquisition. There are things that were criticisms I had of Inquisition that this does much better. I think Inquisition's two biggest problems are giving you too much open space too early, not like keeping you linear enough in the early game to get you invested properly. This goes with people always talking about never escaping the hinterlands when they start trying to play. But this also goes with... It's a good 10 to 15 hours before you're introduced to your proper villain of the game. And during that first, 15 hours, you don't get to do any real bonding with your companions. It's not until you get moved from Haven to Stormhold that you, know who the villain is and what you're fighting for, and that your companions start opening up to you. That's, 15 hours in. I like that this is more on rails early on. It gets you those plot hooks, it gets you knowing what's going on, gets you invested in the characters, gets your characters starting to open up with you, and then opens up. So it's now you've got a good sense of scope and progression. Now here's big open areas you can go explore at your own leisure, which I appreciate that. I think that is a big thing that I really struggled with back in the day with Inquisition, and I'm glad is different here. Dark says, I remember telling people when they bought the game, if you can leave the hinterlands, do it. Yes, you don't have to give that kind of advice with this one. You don't have to go, I know that it seems like there's game here, but leave. Don't do it. Which is weird advice to have to give for a game. Right, have we got any other Docktown quests while we're here? Kind of. We've got the Missing Buskers and the Black Emporium. Let's get the Black Emporium out of the way. I'm not really going to do much shopping there, I don't think, but... Let's go. I want to make sure I definitely don't risk missing a single Docktown quest, because considering that we didn't save them earlier in the game, they're going to be slower for us to raise up as a faction. So we're going to have to be really careful to do every single Docktown quest that is available. Don't progress the story until we've done all the Docktown quests. Don't risk missing a single Docktown quest so that we can still get 3 stars on it. Yeah, this is where we can get unique items that we missed our chance to get earlier. So let's pick some of these up. These are so that we can upgrade our NPC that lets us upgrade things. Ooh, 25% leech life. Yes. Refresh all of your companions' cooldowns. Yes, we want that. Right, are any of these ones that we desperately want at this second? Okay, for now we'll leave this. We can come back and get some more stuff from here later.
You know, I did find something behind her desk.
Right, so we've got one more quest. You know what? We'll do the last Docktown quest while I'm here, just because I don't want to risk losing it. Let's go look for these missing buskers that went missing from the Cobbled Swan. Yeah, there are other factions where I'm like, if I miss a side quest or two here and there, it's not going to be the end of the world. But this is the one faction I need to make sure we get them all. And today was just let's clean up Docktown Day.
Those missing buskers performed here. Let's see what we can find.
Okay, what do we got? Let's go look at the clues.
Wine. A lot of it.
Smells like Silent Plains Paquette. A regular order for Venatori.
They were here for a while. drinking, waiting for... what? Let's check outside, see where they went.
Follow the... I hope it's
blood.
wine.
Did one of the buskers
No,
get
it's
hurt?
blood. Someone lost a shoe, that's concerning. Singers can enjoy their view of the water before we drown them in it. We'll empty the lookout soon enough.
No busker would leave their instrument behind. Strings are broken. Somebody knocked this instrument around.
The BT, I can see that complaint. Like, it didn't bother me too much because I'm, like, I came to BioWare through Mass Effect, and Mass Effect was always this kind of setup. It was you plus 2 people who were basically there to fire off extra powers. Which I know, yeah, I know for some Dragon Age people it's gonna be like, yeah, but that's not how it is. But I enjoyed it just fine in Mass Effect. It didn't bother me here, but I know that to each their own. Right, what am I missing here? Oh, I ran straight past a
Wine.
clue.
Probably a cheap vintage. Not the same as the wine inside. I think the buskers drank out here. Alright, the Venatori are drinking inside. They have a signal for when the buskers finish. The buskers go outside for a drink. They're distracted, and the Venatori ambush them and haul them away. So we don't know why yet, but we know where the buskers were taken. The lookout.
Once we've done this, we can get back to doing companion quests, which is the shit that I'm excited about. Let's go do more companion stories. Yeah, I know there's other people who, like, talk about, like, oh yeah, when I play Dragon Age games, I used to play them, like, totally as, like, commander, top-down battle system, like, not manually controlling anyone, and I'm like, that's just never how I've played Dragon Age. I've always been the manual control type, real-time combat. Despite the fact that's never felt all that great to do in Dragon Age, which is why I'm totally okay with the move to more action-oriented, as I'm like, for the way I like to play, it feels better to manually control the characters now. Hey, Thousand Young.
Whoever was on watch just left.
I'm doing all right. I'm sleepy. I'm a bit burned out from the last few weeks of work. I'm ready to have some rest soon. I did make time to go watch a film today. I went and saw Moana 2, which apparently Moana 2 started as a season of a TV show about Moana, and they took the first 5 episodes and made that a film, and you can damn well feel it. You can feel the every 20-minute breaks of where an episode would have ended. There's a lot of things about that film where it's like, oh, I can feel the DNA of how this was previously
This message,
a different form of media.
connected to the other candle hop we met.
Oh, down here. Aha.
Red. He's Venatori, not one of the buskers.
Stabbed in the back.
Look, it's not even like the old Disney sequel kind of days. Because that was like, they were doing it on the cheap. This is... It feels high budget, but you're clearly stopping a story a third of the way through. This was clearly like the first of 3 acts of the TV show season, and they're just cutting it off at the end of Act 1. The pacing is like every 20 minutes there's a song because they wanted to have a song in each episode. So you can feel like the end, like, you can't spend more than 20 minutes in one part of the adventure because that's when the episode would have ended. There's like structural things about it that are curious. It doesn't feel structured like a film because it wasn't.
We need to find.
Oh, were some of the Disney sequels just TV show episodes merged? Interesting.
A restaurant pamphlet. The garden. It mentions performers.
So who left it and why?
We could approach the garden from the rooftops. That'll give us some cover. We still need to save the buskers, but if this is a trap, let's Let's be
Yeah,
smart
NK
about
Man talking about Moana 2. Because here's the thing. Moana 2 is weird in that it's very clear what happened with it. Because watching it, it's like, oh, you started making a TV show and then realized the plot elements you'd created were way too important to be in a TV show that you couldn't guarantee people would see. Like, if you did a Moana 2 down the line that assumed people had seen the TV show and they hadn't, people would be bloody lost. So you realized, fuck, this kind of has to be the plot of Moana 2, but we've made too much of the TV show already. Fuck it. Parcel some of the TV show, that's Moana 2 now. Because, like, narrative-wise, they make some dramatic moves to move the plot along that would have felt weird to do in a TV show and not a follow-up film. But it's still structured like a TV show. It is a structurally strange piece of art.
Ariana. She was from Inrathus. Still wrote to her family. Not every warden does. Anyway, Antoine and Evga want to send word. But if Ariana had anything written down...
Get me a name and what they know. I'll see what I can do.
Thanks.
Ah, I see where we're going. Like, yeah, there was nothing in Moana 2 that was actively bad. It was a well-made 5 episodes of a TV show. A little hurried in its pacing. A thing happens because the thing needs to happen to move the plot along because the episodes are only a certain length. Like, it had a bit of that going on. That's, like, about the worst thing I had to say about it was the plot just kind of moved along quick because it had to, because it was a TV show, despite no longer being a TV show. That's about the worst I have to say about Moana 2. The songs were a little uninspired. You could feel that they didn't spend movie money on the music budget. They paid... This might be a TV show that's in syndication and plays reruns, so we don't want to pay the big bucks for it. Like, the musical numbers were fine, but they were sort of unmemorable Song of the Week songs, as opposed to this is the big blockbuster for our new movie level songs.
Not far from the garden. It's not a coincidence. Let's go in and see if there's any sign of what happened to the buskers.
Right, which way are we going? This way. Yeah, there's no You're Welcome, there's no Shiny, there's no song that I've come away from Moana 2, like, humming in my head. The only song I can remember, and I can only remember, like 5 words of it, is there's a song near the start that I remember has Moana, like, look to the screen and go, "We're back to where we're meant to be," but it's clearly meant to be, like, the Moana franchise is back, and it's so, like, noticeable that that's what it's meant to be, that it stuck in my head. I can remember Moana being like, "We're back!" very excitedly in a song. It might have been something about going beyond the horizons? Beyond the Horizons might have been the chorus lyric in it. The fact that I can't, like, there was a villain song and I can't hum you the villain song.
Someone wasn't spending much on their wine.
Ooh, actually, let's buy some of these unique items.
What can I get you?
Have you seen any buskers from Docktown today?
Huh. I heard those songbirds had gone missing.
The Venatori had plans. I set them straight.
We followed a lead here.
So, could the Venator...
Oh, NH London, was that the
Alright.
Imaginary
Never
Friend?
know. Just make
Foster's
it
Home for
quick before
Imaginary
someone
Friends
sees
live
you.
action knockoff one. Did that have music in it? I don't remember. I saw that film. I don't remember any musical numbers in it. Which, you're telling me Adina Menzel
Are you the
is in
buskers?
it, and I don't remember it having musical numbers, so that should tell me something about If.
So, are you a fellow felon?
Broadway
Call me
musical.
Rook. I've been looking for
If
missing
If
buskers.
Then. Sorry.
Lex Aulos.
Yeah, I didn't realize the other side of the
And
slash
sworn
was part of
enemy
the
of
name
the
still. I see what's happening.
Apparently.
How
It's
did
a
you
Broadway
piss them
musical.
off?
Well, say I'd composed a catchy but searing satirical ballad with rhymes for vainglory and excretory. And then Tot said ballad to every performer in town.
That
Oh.
would do it.
You hiding from the Venatori because you taught everyone smutty anti-establishment songs.
Thanks to you and the owner's entirely legitimate seaway access, we live to compose another day. Perhaps it's time we take our act on the road. This city's a lot grimmer lately. Adieu, Rook. We'll see.
The least
your
you could do for
faces.
me, game, is let me hear his slightly rude song about the Venatori. Let me hear his anti-establishment Venatori song. Okay, I think this is all the Docktown stuff for now. Means we can probably... Arlathan Forest, Daverin. Cool. We can go back to the lighthouse and see if anyone else has any companion quests to pick up. And then... we're probably good to progress for a bit. I gotta wait for my pop-ups to close. Right. What are my faction levels at? Level 3 with the Lords of Fortune. Level 2 with most of them. I've got to level up the Shadow Dragons and the Veil Jumpers. The level 2 still, but we can get there. Yeah, Moana 2's music does sound like people who aren't Lin-Manuel Miranda trying to write Lin-Manuel Miranda music. Like, that's not an unfair description of how the music sounds. It sounds like someone who isn't Lin-Manuel Miranda trying to write Lin-Manuel Miranda. Okay, anyone got quests for us? No, so let's upgrade stuff. Then we can go do more of our companion quests. Right, let's level up our own stuff first. Then obviously Tash and Emmerich get second choice on level ups. And whoever else has things that can be upgraded gets the remainders for now. Okay, who we got companion quests for? Davrin. We gotta go talk with. We gotta check in with the wardens in the wetlands. We gotta go to Arlathan Forest. Okay, both this companion quest and the next story quest are in Arlathan Forest. So what we're gonna go do is do this something wicked quest in the wetlands, and then we will do the story stuff. Spoke wetlands. I'm gonna try and find the lyrics to that one song I vaguely remember. Okay, let's take Balara and Davrin. They're gonna be the people we need for this. Have I correctly remembered 5 words from that song? Let's see. Moana 2. I'm back. Beyond. Have I combined 2 songs in my head, potentially? I might have combined 2 songs. I might remember 2 words from one and 3 words for another. Sailing from the horizon. Finally, we're back to who we're meant to be. That is all the words I remember of that song. The other 3 words I thought I remembered are apparently from a different song. So I remember 5 words across 2 songs, but I thought the 2 songs were the same song. But what that tells you of my memory of perfectly serviceable songs, just not cinematic, big budget movie level memorable. Okay, let's find out what's going on with the Blight. Antoine and Evka, what have you learned?
Evka, Antoine, you needed help with something. Is this about your studies?
Look at the Blight here. The world dies like this if we do nothing. We need a deeper understanding of how it behaves. I have theories, but...
Something's wrong.
We've been keeping Darkspawn away from Lavendel, but those have been packs. What's heading for us now is a small horde. We push it back, or the locals wind up dead.
Yeah, Thimba, is there a song that comes before we are back? Maybe there is, I don't know. What was I going to say? Speaking of films that I think did a much better job at their music, I did see Wicked Part 1 recently. I thought that did generally a really good job. What I will say is I think generally speaking they did a fantastic job with the music in the Wicked adaptation. There is one personal taste quibble I will make for people who know the music of Wicked. It is that they milk Defying Gravity just a little more than I would have liked. And what I mean by that is, right as Defying Gravity is getting to its crescendo, where it's supposed to get into the line, "So if you care to find me, look to the western sky," where that build comes and it's supposed to drop into "So if you care to find me," instead they do like a 40-second reprise of Unlimited, and I think it just really kills the pacing. Like, I don't care if they want to luxuriate in the ending. I don't mind the bits they add at the end where and if I'm flying solo, at least I'm flying free. Like, when Defying Gravity has hit its crescendo and the lyrics are all done, yeah, twiddle around, do a reprise of whatever you want at that point. Don't do a reprise of Unlimited in the middle of Defying Gravity. Like, "So if you care to find me, look to the western sky" is it's the beat drop, and they use a different song as "Oh, we're teasing you." I'm like, Defying Gravity is your big denouement. Play around at the end of it if you want, but don't interrupt the pacing that I know in the middle with 40 seconds of another song. Did you like Glinda's songs? I think, generally speaking, Glinda's songs were very well adapted. I think Ariana Grande did a very good job of playing Glinda how Glinda should be played. Here's a list of all the songs from 1 or 2. This will tell me what the other one I remember 3 words of was, probably. Oh, I'm guessing it was Beyond was the other one. The first 2 songs, I remember 5 words across. Finding the Way... What could be better? I know that what could be better than this happened. I remember a dance number. I don't remember any of the words. Can I get a Chi Who is apparently a song. I don't remember that. Get Lost. I know where that happens in the film. Couldn't tell you a word from it. We Know the Way. Yeah, most of that soundtrack I couldn't tell you a word from the songs. Which, yeah. But considering Moana, the original Moana had some really goddamn catchy tracks. Anyway, we push it back or the locals wind up dead. Let's help.
Alright, whatever you need. We'll do what we can.
I will
Thanks.
say...
We must get ahead of this.
Some of Ariana's songs, like Goodness Knows, I think there was a lot of technical skill on show in terms of the operatic vibe. I do wish the mixing had put her vocals a little further forward in the mix, or that she'd been subtitled, because I know the lyrics to that song. I can follow along. I was struggling as someone who knows the words already to follow some of her at the top end dainty floating around on the lyrics. I'm like, I feel like you could have better kept people following that.
Stand now.
Every warden will put themselves between Lavendel and the Blight, but we'll be spread thin around the village. There's only so many.
Okay, we're doing the big fight
we
against the
need to
Blight.
make
Cool.
that work.
Your plan to get us through
Yes,
is
it
a good
sounds
one.
very pretty. I
Any
love
advice
the
that can be
technical
listened.
skill on show,
You credit yourself
while not thinking
too
it was the
little.
best choice for legibility of the lyrics.
I have a feeling he's right.
Fine. I'm great, the plan's great. Let's hope we don't die.
You are, it is, and agreed.
So what now? What can I do?
There are sentries equipped with horns stationed around the village. Those horns are sounded when an attack begins, and again if backup's needed. That lets us focus our numbers. I need you to check with the sentries. Make sure they're ready.
Yeah, consider it done.
I'm on it. We can do this.
All right. Take that can-do spirit to the rest.
Check back with us when you're done with the sentries.
We can hold off the smaller packs for a while, but there's no going back once the horde hits.
Ooh, I lined up more accessibility consulting work this week.
Come on, let's
I've
check
got
on the
I've
warden
got some
sentries.
more reasonably big name game accessibility work coming up soon, which is exciting.
Efka and Antoine.
I say vaguely, not saying much more. Ooh. Let's see, 103 meters.
Efka has a plan.
Okay, let's start from the right and work across. That'll work.
Wow. Look who it is. Name's Warden Augustin.
Evka sent me. How are things here?
The Darkspawn aren't on us, but they will be. I can feel it. And you go where the fight is, don't you? Tell Evka I'm ready. We'll hold Lavendel.
Oh. And to you. You know what I'm looking forward to soon? That I'm like very genuinely, sincerely, not sarcastically looking forward to? Sonic 3. It genuinely looks pretty rad. I know Jim Carrey's a bit of a shit, but
Hey,
like...
Evka wanted me to check in. Are you ready?
I'm legitimately kind of excited for Sonic
Darkspawn
3.
won't win this one.
Not on our watch.
We took those dragons. We'll take this too.
They let Shadow have a gun again, and that has me feeling like they're on the right track. There was a trailer and he had a gun. Granted, it's probably a laser gun, but it looked like a gun. It wasn't like clearly a laser, like obviously a laser gun, and therefore I'm like, ah, so Shadow has a gun again. Everything's right in the world.
Hey, Evka sent me. How are things here?
Evka's plan is sound. We'll stand together and see it through. We won't fail.
Tell Ev.
Okay, we're all ready.
We should get back to Evka.
Everything's ready, Evka, for this very well orchestrated defense.
Nothing we can do. I think we have a plan.
There you are.
Evka, the sentries are ready.
And
That's a
horns
horn.
have lit. The battle
Darkspawn
begins.
are here.
Off we go.
That's coming from the glade. Can't let them break through to the village.
Lavendel's the only place that's still alive out here.
Yeah, so the people asking whether anyone's calling Wicked woke yet? I mean, some people are, for sure. Like, there's the Christian mums that are like, my children like Ariana Grande, but this is full of evil demon witch magic. Some of which I think were parody. I don't think they're all sincere, but, there's also, weirdly, there are right-wing people in America who have convinced them that Wicked is actually pro-Trump, pro-right-wing. That it is the story of, it is a story about standing up to evil liberals. And that has been fascinating to watch, is the right-wingers convincing themselves that the Wizard of Oz is the left, and that Elphaba is right-wing, is the right.
There's more. We've got to hold the line.
Glinda, the leftist icon herself. Yes, the best way I heard the Wicked is really about the right wing explained, and it's not a compelling argument, but it was something to the effect of
Be ready for the next call.
the wizard is the left wing establishment, right? Because the wizard is getting rid of all the talking animals, you see, and painting them as villainous. Much like the left, the wizard is silencing the animals and stopping them talking and caging them so they can't talk. Much like the evil left-wing establishment censors our right-wing freedom of speech. The right aren't allowed to say anything anymore, much like the animals aren't allowed to say anything anymore. The wizard is gonna paint someone as evil, Elphaba, just because of a colour that she's associated with. Much like MAGA, viewed as evil just because we're associated with red, you see.
See how the fight is there. Or
It's painful to try and follow. That is how I heard it explained, and I was like, well, sure, you tell yourself that.
We've got things covered here. Grab supplies if you need them.
Thanks.
Okay, so let's go to the third section. Dice Funk Zana, the next leftist icon. God.
The horn. That one came from the gate.
Come on.
Yes, because I definitely can't see anything left-wing about, you know, a story of a person being discriminated against, being villainized because of the color of her skin, mayhaps. I can't see how clearly that is a right-wing story. It's not a story about the lefties could understand the true meaning of. God, Goldblum plays a real good, smarmy little fucker. Who's left alive still? You are.
I'm ready to go again.
More on the way.
Good. I'm all warmed up.
Have any of Mari's slime babies been played in later seasons of Dice Funk? I genuinely cannot remember. I don't think so, but I might well be forgetting. As soon as I'm not playing a season of Dice Funk, it entirely leaves my brain. I am no longer that character. That character has ceased to be for me. Move on to all my new peoples. Yeah, God, we are like 6 episodes deep into recording season 12. We are into our second arc of season 12.
Thanks for having my back.
You took more than your share.
Season 11 really did fly by.
What is it?
Oh,
evil.
Veltari. Veltari was my tiefling.
Something to look into.
Oh yeah, I'm consistently, no matter what I'm doing in life, I'm trying to recreate
But
Veltari.
that's what we
Veltari is
do.
everything to me.
And today, we won the day.
Oh yeah,
He's
Antoine.
right. Take that with you. When the next thing comes, we'll handle that too.
Veltari is great. That anytime I am asked to create like a custom character in something, in my heart of hearts, I always want to be Veltari again.
It's in here too.
You're sure?
It's faint, but yes.
Is something wrong?
Yeah, but first you deserve some thanks. Lavendale is safe.
They still need our protection, of course. But we won this fight together.
Thanks to Evka's plan.
If we're giving Evka credit, then I won't argue.
Fine. Credit taken.
He is a good
Now,
heterosexual
as much
man,
as
that
I hate
Antoine.
changing the subject.
He is the one
Right.
cishet man I will
Antoine, you
forgive.
sensed something strange. What was it?
The Blight's song wasn't just strange. At first I heard the gods. But now... there's something else. And it's here, in the wetlands. It pulses. Weird. Pulling somewhere dark. It sounds... I don't know... pleased?
What does that mean?
We don't know yet.
Alright, Antoine.
Likely nothing good.
So you have a target, but not enough details. I've had contracts like that.
What? Ah, yes. You can relate.
To a point. I can guess based on people's nature, but this...
Is something entirely unknown. We need more time to study what the new song means, and where it leads.
And you can't listen to it all the time. We don't know what it is.
Evka, but yes.
Don't stay
We have
tuned
many
into the
different tests to
brainwashing radio station
Remember
all
to
the time,
visit Hook.
Antoine. We
We'll
want you to
have
keep your
results
brain
eventually.
just a little bit.
Until then,
Okay. If no one else has anything new at the lighthouse, we will go to Arlathan Forest and we'll actually go progress the game. Which we've not done in a bit. We've been running around doing all of our little friendship
It's like
squad
there's a
stuff.
pattern in the Blight, and no pattern.
Okay. Yeah, we need to get the Veil Jumpers raised up, so we should definitely head to Arlathan ASAP. Let's just double check if there's anything new here. Come on, upstairs. I want to hear the gossip.
Hey, Davrin. We gotta talk about Solus's magic memory thing.
What? Why?
Why didn't you tell me you were a spirit?
Because I'm not.
I thought we were friends.
I'm not a spirit, Tosh.
Is that because people might think you're a demon? Because I'm from Ravane. We're okay with spirits.
But apparently not with listening. I am not a spirit.
Hey, you don't have to be ashamed of who you are.
Never said I was. But thanks.
This is one of my favorite funny, stupid little dialogue lines with Tash. Is Tash having kind of half listened to the thing about the spirits becoming the elves and gotten confused about, like, oh, are you ashamed to admit who you are? It's okay, you can admit who you are. It's like, no, I'm just not a spirit. heart is clearly in the right place. It's one of Tasha's many I wasn't quite listening and misunderstood something bits of party banter. It is my favourite category of party banter, is Tash kind of heard something and wants to be supportive but doesn't know how. It's right up there with Tash initially is a little bit anti-corpse fucking and then decides to be less kink-shamey with Emmerich, despite Emmerich never having said he wants to fuck corpses. You know, a bit of a misunderstanding occurred and one thing led to another. Yeah, let's take these two. Okay, where are we heading to spend time with the sun? Up here. Exactly, dragons hadn't been mentioned in like the last 2 minutes. So, you know, that ADHD was real happening. If you want Tash to take something in, you have to be, like, just say the word dragon at the start of the sentence, be like, ah, sorry, I misspoke. But then Tash will have been, like, alerted. You've just got to pretend whatever story you're telling, like, instead of you and your friend, it was a dragon and the dragon's friend that it happened to, and then Tash would be, like, fully on it.
Hassan can get the gate.
Another truffle hunt?
No, we're meeting Eldrin, the old elf I told you about. I spent summers here. Tended Hollow when I was a kid.
Hard to imagine the mighty hunter hanging out with deer.
Not everything. Hassan, hang back.
That's this guy. Elfman. Good old Danny. I don't remember what his actual name is.
Eldrin.
Eldrin.
I got your message.
Oh?
That's kind of like
Who
Elfman.
are you?
It's me, Davrin.
I knew a Davrin once. Strange kid. Too small, even for an elf.
Well, now, hold on.
So, this walking mountain of armor I see before me can't be him.
You sure got old and cranky.
You got old and far too good looking. I was always the lady killer.
This is Rook. We're working together.
And can you be trusted around our holler, Rook?
I'd be honored for the chance to earn their trust.
The holler decide that. And if you don't impress them, their antlers let you know. Arlathan Forest is wrong in a way I've never seen.
We know.
The holler aren't coming around, and these old bones aren't up to the task of chasing them anymore. I'm worried they're sick. I need you to check on them for me.
Hassan, I told you.
Is that what I think it is?
I'm looking after him.
Remarkable. A griffin. Never thought I'd see
It's a
one.
little buddy, innit?
Maybe all those summers here rubbed off. The monster hunter turned
I like
shepherd.
this guy.
What was Davrin like back
How many
then?
stories about little baby
We don't
Davrin?
need to waste Eldrin's time with...
He sang a lot.
This guy?
He'd sing to the holler.
You mean the Grey Warden standing next to me?
Let us
Now,
hear him
hold on.
sing.
I'd get tired trying to herd them. I started humming to keep myself awake, and they slowed down to listen.
What you're telling us is you used to
So
sing.
naturally, you broke out into song.
Only when humming didn't work. Just getting the job done.
And now the job is caretaker to a griffin.
Davrin's got a soft spot in there. Hassan's digging it out.
Just keeping his nose clean.
Seems my old lesson sunk in. Not every creature in the forest is quarry.
I didn't ignore everything you said. And now, we've got some holler to find.
Davrin, I'm glad to see you took the road less traveled. It suits you.
Okay, what do we do?
Find some stone root, a marple tree, and bannerberries.
I thought we were looking for Hala.
A lot of people would go chasing after them, running around, getting nowhere. Paula can keep that up for days.
Maybe you could sing to them?
I'll go right on pretending you didn't say that.
Do it!
Trigger.
Sing to them!
Dinner bells a lot easier.
Here we go. Found a marple tree.
You'd have a much easier time finding them if you would just sing, Davrin.
Right. When you blow through it, it mimics a Hala's call.
The dinner bell.
Not ringing it yet.
Here.
Sweet as candy. Hala lapped them up.
Interesting. I wonder what they taste like.
Don't even think it. Uncle Eldrin let me
Marky
try
Muck says,
these.
Laura, do you have a game of the
It's a
year
lesson.
yet? Or what are your
It
contenders?
lasted an hour. Paralysis,
I need to,
hallucinations,
the next
collapse.
couple of weeks I need to do my game of the year stuff.
Great for Hala. Bad for people.
Give me a second to look at stuff that released this year, and tell you what jumps out at me. Like, off the top of my head, if I was gonna go with gut instinct, I kind of want to say Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Fucking good game. Exactly my vibe of open world RPG, that. Really, really hooked me in. 2024. Balattro's got to be up there. Balatro is absolutely my jam. Let's have a look. What came out this year that is, like, for me, Game of the Year material? I don't know my exact Game of the Years yet, but let me talk through the things that jump out. Astrobot, definitely a contender. 20 hours of incredibly precise, beautifully crafted game. It's not the most interesting thing I played this year, but it's maybe the most flawless at what it's trying to be thing I played this year. It was magical, if not something I will think about, like, structurally for a long time. Metaphor Refantasio, I'm trying to finish right now. I am coming up toward the end of it. It might well be a Game of the Year contender for me if it sticks the landing. I've heard a lot of people calling it their Game of the Year. I can see why. I want to finish it before, so I know. Yeah. In terms of, like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, quite possibly being my personal Game of the Year, I was so into that game that I got Jonathan off of Road Rules to make a version of the Pokemon, the Pokerap, that wrapped the first 150 Pokemon names, but instead it was the Sujimon, just the muscly men that you collected like Pokemon in that game. I wrote a Pokerap that had the names of all the Sujimon and got Jonathan to sing it. That's how into Infinite Wealth I was. UFO 50. UFO 50 I don't think would be my top game of the year, but it's something I would want to give a nod. Same for Thank Goodness You're Here. It would be on, like, a short list of things that I think were particularly memorable from the year. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I want to see that third part of the trilogy. So much of how I feel about parts 1 and 2 is going to be so dependent on how 3 is. That in a vacuum, I love part 2. I think Rebirth is fantastic, but it is part of a thing that I need to wait to be completed. Let me have a scroll through. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown has a weirdly soft space in my heart for a lot of the accessibility stuff that it did. I know me putting a Ubisoft game on Game of the Year contention for me would be, controversial, but there's a world in which it maybe gets there. Arzette, the Jewel of Faramore. Weirdly, that is definitely in my contention. That is, if I had a top 10, it's definitely in there. It's definitely one that, like, there's stuff I would cross off the list before I crossed that off. What was the Indica, the game about being a nun with Satan in your head, going on a little road trip with Satan in your head, trying to get you to doubt your religious faith. That's a high contender. That is very confidently, I would say, in my top 5 of this year. Where it goes in that top 5, I would need to sit and ruminate on, but Indica is one that, like, I know no one else is going to be given that game. Like, very few people are going to be given that game of the year, and it might get that top spot just because I think it deserves someone giving it the top spot, and that might be me. I'm scrolling through quickly. I'll be back to game in a minute. I'll not be too long. What else came out this year? Obviously, I can't put anything that I worked on this year, despite, you know, loving some of the stuff I worked on. Cryptmaster. Cryptmaster might be in the running. Cryptmaster is fascinating. I never did that on stream. I might stream some Cryptmaster at some point. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice 2, I think, is a hugely fascinating but a little too flawed for a top spot game for me. It's one that, like, if I put it on my shortlist, I think it would be one of the ones that got knocked off, despite thinking it was fantastic. Shadow of the Erd Tree, I know it's controversial whether DLC deserves a spot. We're talking DLC that might deserve a spot. The Castlevania DLC for Vampire Survivors, that would be in contention for best value for money DLC this year. There's probably stuff I'm missing. I'm trying to skim through an entire year's worth of video games very quickly. For anything I missed. I genuinely fucking loved Echoes of Wisdom. It's certainly got problems. It is not a flawless game. But for being so skeptical of it pre-release, I came out of it absolutely wishing there was more of it I could play, which is a good feeling. Skimming through. What month am I into now with my scrolling? Hopefully it'll tell me in a second. I've made it to September. The Plucky Squire. The Plucky Squire I need to ponder on. I loved The Plucky Squire, but I would need to look at what else it's up alongside. It is creative, it is wonderful, it is certainly not the most flawless thing in its category, but it is creative in ways that other stuff I would be putting it up against wasn't. Tough to say. I'm going to stop skimming here for now. There's a bunch of the things that would be in my contention. God, I need to put the Sujimon rap on again now because I haven't listened to it in ages, and I need to remind myself what I spent a good solid 2 weeks of my life doing at the start of this year. Here we go.
I want to be the best that's ever been. Beat up all the rest, mine are the best team.
Dancer, Tater, Gang Lord, Dope, Soda Cheese, Dancing Madman, Pretty Curd, Nameless, Kuriki, Bogus Barney, Wild Hog, Squirm Worm, Cottage Cheese, Surgy Silver, Kwame Red, Grass Snake, Toxic Creep,
Rob 'em all. Sujimon, I'll search across the Hawaii. Look far and near, recruit all these men with some chocolates and beer.
Wheeler Dealer, Shadow Diver, Pad Cop, Top Dog, Bronze Age, Thornworm, King of Bling, Hangmoth Dog, Judge and Spray, Poach, Roast, Sewer Rat, King Joe, Vagabond, Leatherface, Bonsai, and Sumo.
Rob 'em, gotta grab 'em all, gotta grab 'em all. Sujimon!
Slam, Dancer, Dungeon Troll, Rebel Yellow Shiver, Jabber Jabber, Crazy Heel, Fleet of Fire, Lone Wolf, Lycanthrope, Freakalele, Power Tool, Clopper, Mega Nugget, Arminator, Suji Rider, Black Belt, Gobble Rub 'em all, Gobble Rub 'em all, yeah! Gobble Rub 'em all, Gobble Rub 'em all, yeah! Gobble Rub 'em all, Sujimon! Ow! Blackmailer, Dysentery, Party Prowler, Gang Punk, Just Death, Hot Stepper, Basket Case, Cosplayer, Kiryu, Resurrected, Sushi Fruit, Sternworm, Gardener Gnome, Monster Healed, Coconut Job, Oil Baron!
At least 150 or more to see. To be a Sujimon master is my destiny.
Wipeout, Mod Goblin, Beach Prowler, Gang Boss, Boomstick, Death's Head, Bone Cleaver, Delinquent, Ad Mechanic, Suji Bear, Captain Cruncher, Denbot, Tank Commander, Dojo Master, Butchin Alpha, Majitma.
Ooh, we're almost to the halfway point. Going great so far.
God, there's a lot of guys trying to stab me in this game.
Break time's over. Here we go!
Sandbagger, Dust Tester, Statesman, Sentinel, Swillipia, Armageddon, Knife Twister, Grounds Reap, Penalty Boxer, Blood Shadow, Dr. Crimson, Junji, Kwame Violet, Providence, Siljudamas, Yunhee!
Gobble Rub 'em all, Gobble Rub 'em all, yeah!
Gobble Rub 'em all, Sujimon, Proclaimed Witch, Yaiko, Gift Gatherer, Daijima, Necromancer, Tomizawa, Angel of Megadeth, Jetstream, Bummer Stormer, Nicotine Lich Yokawa, Archdemon, Clarmander, Hypermaniac, Dochima.
At least 150 or more to see. To be a Sujimon master is my destiny.
Hunter, Gorgon Gourmand, Handoff, Taken, Kiwami Blue, Trumpet Star, Gigantes, Yakuza, Real Rikishi, Baron Lude, Extermination Kun, Sparkle Knot, Heavenly Host, Gains Chaser, Tiger. Whoa, catch your breath, man. Shake out those lips. It's downhill from here, just 24 more to go. Now it gets tricky, so listen real good. Cut Purse, Seamstrader, Unquiet Sentencer, Hateful Sportsman, Law Humbug, Wrecker, Monster Monastic, Executioner Zao, Mr. Meat and Wiener, Betterer out of hell. Gobble Rebel Mall, Gobble Rebel Mall, yeah. Gobble Rebel Mall, Gobble Rebel Mall, yeah. Gobble Rebel Mall, Sujimon, ow! Indoors Boxer, Lumberjack, Dojo Disgrace, Abstracted Defiance, Machine, Partier, Kiwami Green, Kiwami Gold, Chitose, Akiyama, and Legendary Band.
Gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all, Sujimon. Gotta catch 'em all, Sujimon. Gotta catch 'em all, Sujimon.
I cannot believe I got Jonathan to sing that bullshit. I still cannot believe Jonathan agreed to... He used, like, a week's worth of his lunch breaks from work recording that. For any of you who've never heard, welcome. That was the Sujimon rap. I got really into... The fact that I made that might be the thing that tells me that Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth was my game of the year. There's no other game this year that prompted me to make a parody song. God, hearing that song has made me want to replay Infinite Wealth now.
We slice away the outer husk. There's seeds inside that mimic the Hala mating scent.
I thought we were ringing the dinner bell.
Time to get out that marble branch and call the Hala.
He sounds excited.
Let's hope it's that and not I'm hungry for venison.
God, I'm now suddenly remembering when Jonathan put up a bounty that he would pay, I think it was $100 to the first person who could rap the Sujimon rap in real time, without error. Could rap the entire thing, start to finish, in a single take, no mistakes, no, like, editing together takes. I don't remember who it was. Someone did it on stream, and did a live did like an 8-hour stream and then sent the clip of the one time they got it right. For Jonathan's $100 bounty.
He senses something. Could be Hala.
Austin's favourite son would turn Jonathan into a Sujimon, yes.
I need to be careful of the predator in him that's ingrained to hunt and kill things before they kill him.
He'd attack the Hala?
Probably not, but he's never seen one.
I'm going to just see if I can find a little clip of the person who did it live for the bounty. Give me a sec. It was Sujimon rap. No, these are other people not doing the thing. I gotta go to YouTube. Oh, Incompetent Hero! Yeah.
Anymore. Sujimon, I'll search across Hawaii. Look far and near. Recruit all these men with some chocolates and beer. Ever bad cop, top dog, bronze is a third word, king and bling and hamlet dog. Judge straight post, pro sewer rat, king Joe, vagabond, plug their face, spontaneous sumo. Bribe 'em, gotta bribe 'em all, Sujimon.
Apparently it took over 500 attempts over 8 hours on stream to get one successful live performance of the Suji rap.
This is a good spot. Lay out the stone root and bannerberries.
I'm trying to remember now if it was $100. It might have been $150 for the 150 Sujimon, it might have been. It was something like that.
I'll let you have the honor. It looks sick.
It's okay. We're here to help. How do we help?
Look around for more Vannerberries. Asan, don't you even think about going
Hey,
after...
buddy.
Remember, trust.
Right. Turlum. Okay. Asan, do as I would do, boy. Be nice.
Be a good little boy, Asan. Do not hunt this creature that is poorly.
Did Asan just bring in some food?
Oh. How long did it take me to finish this game? I think like 55 hours on the first playthrough. It was somewhere in the 50 to 60 hour range. I've seen people who took longer on their first playthroughs. I was about... I'm going to say, I think about 55 hours first playthrough.
Something new every day. Wish it could always be like this. There's more to him than hunting darkspawn.
Eyes of an eagle, roar of a lion. But maybe the heart of a holla.
And the appetite of all three. You found your Turlum.
Yeah, we did. Come on, boy.
Oh, Asan, you're a good little baby. Soon we will save all your little
We'll need
siblings.
to tell Aldrin about this holla.
So, your uncle is quite the character.
Eldrin will drink you under the table, then the floor, then bury you in the basement as a joke.
I don't really want to be buried in the basement as a joke, if I'm honest.
Eldrin had an open mind, saw I was restless.
He approved?
He knew I had to find my own way, though he warned me about joining the Wardens.
Too dangerous?
Too much darkness. Eldrin always preached balance in life.
Not something Grey Wardens seem to know much about.
We reek of darkspawn all the time. Guess that's why working with Asan, there's something to be said for drawing strength from the light.
Ah, I saw you on the map chest. You can't elude me. Yeah, I've seen people who've completed it the game faster by, like, if you're not caring about getting 3 stars on the factions and completing the companion quests, you're not gonna get the best ending that way, but you can see the ending faster, but...
Any luck?
I would say 50 to 60 hours is a pretty good estimate for this
afraid
game.
of that. If you're
playing, like, reasonably thorough.
Took care of it.
A griffin held to holler?
It's like he was a shepherd. I couldn't believe it.
Remarkable.
Nothing about that in the training manual.
The world knows griffins as warriors who fought Darkspawn, but they existed long before that.
Existed as what?
A creature of the wild, free to explore their nature.
But griffins live for the hunt.
So do you. Yet now, you're a
Griffins
caretaker.
live for the hunt. Yeah, that's because the Wardens spent decades domesticating them to live for the hunt. Before the Wardens were around, they were just animals that existed, you know?
I'm proof that anything can change. Don't know if it's for the better.
Nothing about change is ever certain. I once knew a restless young elf who believed there was more to life than shoveling hollow manure. It's the nature of nature to surprise us.
Maybe you're right. See you around, Eldrin.
Hell yeah, that means it's time for us to actually go progress the story. What did the Veil Jumpers want? I'm trying to remember what the Veil Jumpers needed. I think it was we were concerned that the elven gods were hanging out here in Arlathan Forest. Yes, the Trail of the Gods leads to Arlathan. The Venatori are at work in the area. We've got to stop them. Okay, so we've got we got to help deal with the fact that, like, Arlathan Forest is seemingly where the gods are using as their base of operations.
Strife, I got a tip there might be trouble here in Arlathan.
You're just in time. We've got a problem.
I was out with a scouting party, and we spotted the Venatori moving into the area.
They're being directed by Elgernon or Gillenane. They have to be. The Grey Wardens warned us the gods were heading to Arlathan. Why bring the Venatori?
We don't know. That's where you come in.
A few less Venatori in the world is a good thing.
Or a lot less Venatori.
I'll give you the rough location where we sighted them, but you might have to search beyond that.
They want something, and we need to know what they're up. Feel free to take out as many of.
Yeah, we can handle that. Go beat up some Venatori. Also, I'm gonna sell all my unwanted
If
stuff.
you're in the market for instruments of dismemberment, just so happens I can help.
Because of the factions that I can sell to, you are the ones who were still on 1 star. Okay, cool. You're up to 2 star. I think it's only the Shadow Dragons that are on 1 star still. Yeah. That's not surprising. We're not far off 2 stars. The Shadow Dragons. 2 stars is manageable. I'm gonna need to take Nev on basically every mission I go on.
I need to know what they're plotting.
I think Nev needs to become a regular on my team just to get the Shadow Dragons up a bit. How far am I going to check out these Venatori? They are... okay, in the far reaches. We can handle that.
The forest doesn't seem to be getting any better. Too much evil in the air.
This was the center of a war between Tevinter Magisters and ancient elves. Blood magic everywhere. The Magisters destroyed Arlathan City. That kind of magic leaves an impression.
Yes, the slow transition to me working behind the scenes on more games definitely seems to be hitting its stride a little bit. Definitely having worked on, being able to say I worked on Dragon Age and Life is Strange definitely isn't hurting.
There's the
It's looking like, at least for the next like 6 months or so, I will probably be working on at least 1 new game project per month over the next 6 months. Just from the stuff I currently have locked in. I have, I think, 6 credited roles I'll be working on in the next 6 months. I'm slowly starting to chip away at the ever-increasing list of Laura has to give caveats before she talks about games
Sure what this
is going to grow.
Laura?
It's Dalish. There's a Dalish camp nearby. If the Venatori hit them...
they could be in trouble.
Let's go. Now.
You know, not all stuff on the scale of Dragon Age and Life is Strange, but it's looking like it's going to be really cool in terms of having the opportunity to do more stuff helping out in whatever small way I can on games, which is really cool. Oh, Laura, I heard you hate video games. Yeah, that's why I'm here to destroy them. I hate video games, I want them all destroyed, that's why I'm trying to woke them, so that the developers will go broke. I make the game woke, the developer go broke, fewer video games, that makes me happier. Belladine, I'm so glad, I'm so glad people like how the content warning system in that works. You know, I have a lot of strong opinions about good content warning systems in games.
Hunting for relics. Do you think that's what the gods are after? Something ancient?
You know, I've got a couple that I've pointed to over the years as ones I think do really well. I really like that. Oh, what's the one with the trans man protagonist? Don't nod. Tell Me Why. I like that Tell Me Why was really open about their content warnings, including like spoilers for which episodes would have what kinds of transphobia. Like 6 weeks ahead of launch. I thought that was really cool. Big fan of Ikenfell and how that game mechanically handles its content warnings. Being able to bring expertise of stuff I like about other content warning systems,
Looks like we got them all. But this many
you know, to the front and talk about that has been really nice, and it's nice seeing more games do interesting stuff with content warnings. Era says, great video about generic content warnings today. Yeah, for anyone who's not seen today's accessibility episode, go check it out. But we talk about, if you've ever booted up a video game or watched a film and at the start there's like a black screen with white text that just says, warning, video games may contain scenes that cause problems for players with epilepsy. If you have a history of photosensitive conditions, please consult your doctor before playing video games. It's a video about how those are fucking useless. Because, like, you put one of those on your game, maybe it means in the corner of the screen there's a lightning bolt for half a second, maybe it means there's full screen black and white flashing, more than 5 flashes per second for a 4-second period of time. Like, it could mean anything from a small flash and we're covering our ass to a thing we know for certain is going to cause people to have seizures. And, like, those kind of vague boilerplates are only there to cover legal liability. They're not there to actually help people make informed decisions about whether their photosensitive conditions are going to be safe for the piece of media. And that those warnings need to get with the times and start being a little more specific about what content the creators know is in the thing, so that people with those conditions can make educated choices about whether they can avoid that or not. I'm really happy with the response to that video.
Come on, Rock seems.
There's been a lot of photosensitive people who've been like, yes, this. Those warnings do nothing for me because I don't know if they're ass covering or actually telling me there's something I actually need to worry about. And I'm like, exactly. It's always nice when I do a video talking about an experience that is not my own. And, like, for that one, I got quotes from several impacted people and got some sensitivity reads on the piece. But it's always nice when I do something like that, and the feedback is people with the condition going, yes, this, and sharing it. I'm like, yay, I did justice to explaining a thing I don't personally experience. Okay, let's go.
That's Venatori
ahead. Venatori ahead.
We'll take care of that.
Okay, LT. I have to like try and click on the door first. Oh, I gotta talk to the Veil Jumper, I see. Can I jump ahead and do the puzzle?
The Venatori are rounding up Dalish. I locked that barrier, but some of them already got through.
Hold on. Rounding up Dalish?
There are more Dalish inside the ruins. They were camped there.
All right. Get back to Strife and Irulan and let them know. Damn it, still locked.
Above the door. Those must be the symbols.
Okay.
That worked. Keep going.
Second one is B8. And then 8R.
That did it.
Time to get moving.
I don't like this. Venatori just show up and attack the Dalish for no reason.
Who says they don't have a reason? We have to get in there.
There they are.
What do you want? Why are you attacking my people?
Fuck off, you assholes.
That's the last of them.
Not soon enough.
And let's not
We
forget
still
this
don't know what they're doing
chest.
here. Let's keep looking around. The bridge is out.
The other Veil Jumpers must have shut it down to keep the Venatori out. Has to be a power crystal around here.
Okay, where is this crystal? Oh, further along. Yeah, that does feel like a good amount of customization ability available. I'm finally doing my first non-mage playthrough at the moment on stream. I've been playing as a two-handed warrior, two-handed weapon warrior. I've been thinking about the Reaper specialization, which is the sort of death mage drain health specialization, but I've ended up going towards whatever the specialization at the bottom of the warrior wheel is. I think it's one that's focused on like big lengthy combos with your two-handed weapon. I think it's like some sort of like berserker or something that seemed interesting.
A lot more Venatori here.
I see them. You have to end this.
Oh, all combat missions today.
Leave this camp alone. Come and try. You'll have to go through me. These are my people. Now, we might let you stay alive.
Or maybe we won't.
Yeah, the sword and shield seems interesting. It's just not my cup of tea. If I'm going to be at close range, I want every hit at close range to be as strong as possible, so that I do like a single hit and get out. Like I don't want to be shielding. I want to do a big hit and roll away. I want to play it like Dark Souls. The best way for me to do that is to two-hand that weapon.
No more taunting from that one.
Yes, I'm excited for an element that isn't electricity to be my primary on,
Let's see
on
what
the
they've done
warrior.
with Dalish.
Okay,
Get you out of there. Hang on.
You two. This one first. Then looks like 57. Then this one has fallen, and the top is the side that the spikes are nearest to. So the spikes are nearest this end, so it looks like 87 or 8R. And then this one.
Right, that did it. Let's see what she has to say.
It's okay, you're safe. I'm a veil jumper. What happened here?
That other veiled jumper died making sure I was safe. She sealed the barrier before the Venatori could get me.
What about the rest of the Dalish?
They took everyone. Kidnapped them all.
Why? Where'd they go?
I don't know. Their leader said they need Dalish blood, some sort of sacrifice.
Sacrificed? With the Venatori, I should have known.
This just got a whole lot worse. We need to figure out where the Venatori took them. Let's look around.
If they lay one finger on those prisoners.
Some papers here, but nothing useful. No mention of a location. Well, doesn't look like the Venatori brought many supplies with them.
They didn't come from far. Might mean they have a larger camp nearby.
Just some mud here, but it looks like there's some kind of glass here, too.
Glass? Wait a second. There's a crater nearby. Thousands of years ago, blood magic destroyed that area. All that energy turned the sand to glass.
We know the Venatori didn't come very far.
They must have taken the Dalish to the crater.
Oh, we are getting like quite deep into this game. If that going to that crater is the mission, I think it is. We are really not that far from the end of the game.
We got here as fast as we could.
It's bad. They're kidnapping Dalish to sacrifice them.
My gut says we're going to get back to the lighthouse, and I think we're going to sit at the table and go, if you have any companion quests you want to finish, now's the time to do it. Like, I think we're about to have that sit down.
What?
You're serious?
The bastards just swept in and raided this camp. The Dalish didn't have a chance.
The Venatori have always been cruel, but sacrificing our people? Where did they take the prisoners?
The lake. The old crater.
We have to do something.
We'll find them. But it'll take time to put together a rescue party.
Don't take too much time. We need to stop that.
We will.
Yeah. Because I think going to try and rescue the Dalish is going to be our next big clash with the gods.
Let's head back to the lighthouse. We'll meet the Veil Jumpers there. Another of those Fen Harel altars.
Oh, there you are, Fen Harel statue. Have another skill point. Right, back to the lighthouse. Yeah, it really is only the Shadow Dragons on 1 star now. We'll get them there, we'll get them there. We're still gonna have to get them to... They're gonna have to get them to level 3, but we'll scrape them over the line. Okay, yeah, let's do it. Let's meet with the Veil Jumpers.
Venatori are gathering deep in the forest. They've brought the Dalish with them.
Not long till the sacrifices start, then.
We did kill Gilanine's archdemon. The gods will want more power, and fast.
This won't happen on our watch. We can save these people.
You know the gods best, Rook. The Veiljumpers are ready. Just give the word.
I'll go get Nev. She deals with Venatori the most.
Good point. We know where the Dalish are, and we know what we have to do. Let's do it.
Then we ride, and pray that fate is on our side.
I recently found out the shop in the Crossroads gives you approval for the town you don't save. Does it? Didn't know it gave you approval for them. Shouldn't have sold all my shit to the Veiljumpers. Should have saved some of it to sell to, Yeah, it's that ghost shop. I know where you mean. I know you can buy the stuff that you can't... that you would have otherwise bought from that town's sellers. I didn't know you could up their faction level. Ooh. Yeah, we'll get to that level 3. We'll get it. It won't be a problem. If it comes to it, we will search for strats. We'll get there. Okay, Davrin, Lucanus, Nev, Alara. Everyone's got story for us.
Hey, Rook. Have time for something outside the lighthouse? I was going to head to Arlethan with the sun. See a real sky again. You're welcome to join us.
I'm always up for hanging out with you and the Griffin. Why not?
You want some of the melon I chopped up? Not gonna use all of it.
Oh, I'd be delighted.
Canis, what's up with you?
What happened?
A note from Viago.
Iago.
Maria's making his move?
A big one. He's hosting all the talents of the crows at Katarina's villa.
So this is Lucanus's big win over his loyalty mission. So if we do this mission, Lucanus will be ready for the finale.
Poor Viago. He hates big social gatherings.
Taya will be thrilled, though.
We are really getting toward the conclusion of people's
Any
stories
excuse
now.
to break out her formal knives.
We have to do this carefully. Ilario has to be expecting us.
Yeah.
You think he knows that we know about him and Elgardon?
He wouldn't be avoiding us otherwise. Be ready for a trap.
I always am.
Okay. Okay, so we can do Lucanus's big finale soon. Nev, is it time for your big finale? It feels like your finale should be ready now.
There's something I need to do back home.
Everything all right?
Yeah, just chasing Aelia. It brings a lot up. If you're around, maybe. I'd take the company.
Bumblebee. Great name, by the way. Hell yeah, first Canary Rook I found. So few people have been playing the Canary, and I don't know why. This is like my frustration when people play all the... I'm gonna call them boring species in D&D. I'm like, nah, play... What? You're given a fantasy world where you can play as a cool, weird alien creature that, like, doesn't look like anything human. Play as them! Why would you want to be one of the boring humanoid ones? You gotta be a cool badass with horns. When I was invited onto Dicefunk, the first character I made was a tiefling, because I wanted to play a cool, tall, badass demon with horns. That's just sometimes...
Tell me about
what you gotta do.
He is the light, the hope of Elvenan, the bringer of...
Tell me about the war against the Evenuris.
Even now, the armies of Anaris wage a glorious war against the...
Tell me about the armies.
The chosen of Elvenan, made pure.
Yeah,
and
I think
stripped of their want.
I think we're gonna do Lucanus's story finale tonight because I'm playing as a Antivan Crow. I'm part of Lucanus's faction. I want to see how being in his faction, if that impacts in any way, doing that final mission with him. I'm curious.
Great Daenerys.
So demons. He made an army of demons. Damn it, Syrian. What have you done?
Your brother's been doing some
look.
evil shit.
Sorry, is now a bad time? I can come back.
It's not great.
Hey, Gumba.
But later won't be better. Syrian. He wants to meet, to explain himself.
It's kind of hard to explain turning
I
people
think this is
into demons.
Balara's companion finale as well.
Talking to him again.
Oh, it's
knowing
all...
what I
Yeah, we are
know,
getting toward
it's
the end of the
hard.
game, huh?
Beyond hard. And that's if this isn't all a big trap.
He's still your brother, even if he's made some bad choices. Some really bad choices.
That's the thing. The Syrian I know cared, loved his people more than anything. He kept me grounded, focused, made sure I was okay. And I took care of him, protected him because I loved my little brother and I owed him. But what he is now,
like
who
Balara's
he is now, I don't know.
Balara's not my favorite character
I
overall.
hoped the archive.
But I think her actress is fantastic, and I do think her story, like her specific story of her and her brother, is really compelling. Like, she was not my favorite to have around in the party, but I do think hers is one of the strongest
Make it easy.
companion
Tell
stories.
me it was a misunderstanding. But Anaris is evil, full stop. And if my brother's working with him...
I know this is hard for you, but you know we have to stop them, right?
I know. I get it. He's my brother, though. The day he died, or I thought he died, it was the worst day of my life. I don't know if I can do that again.
So what are you going to do?
I mean, at least this
Meet
time you
with
know
him.
it's a possibility going
Are
in.
you okay with that?
No.
You know you might be saying
need
goodbye
to
as opposed
talk
to it
to
happening
him.
unexpectedly.
Convince him he's wrong.
And if that doesn't work?
Will you come with me?
Yeah.
Of course.
Thanks, Rook.
She's the character who I
Just
most truly believe
Tell me when you're ready.
emotionally needs Rook there or wouldn't be able to complete the thing. Okay, Tara's saying, Austin recently did a Dice Funk where he had Dan ask questions about the history of the series. He was not a fan of what Nifix did. His exact issue was when she destroyed the world, all his stuff was there, he doesn't want to lose. If Dan's biggest issue with what Nifix did was, I had things there, and I wanted my things, my possessions and stuff, that's not the worst. There are much bigger reasons a person could be pissed off with what Nifix did. Okay, I really need to be taking... Nev on more missions. Let's go do Lucanus's companion mission. Yes, Gumba, I really do like how much those companion rooms change over time. As they get happier and sort out their problems and feel more at home, they start decorating their spaces and making them
here to greet us.
more their own.
They've gone to the villa without us. Come on.
Did Ilario even offer any bait? What is this party supposed to be for?
Diago's invitation said they would celebrate the new first talent and discuss the situation in Treviso. It doesn't matter what my cousin thinks he's doing. It ends now. We go in, find Katerina, and we'll have the perfect shot at Ilario.
So we're paying a visit to your family home then?
We are, but we're not exactly on the guest list.
You don't think Ilario is expecting you? Just a little?
We'll take the rooftops to the villa. Stay out of sight as long as possible. Trouble ahead. We move on your word.
Let's do it. Fight our way in. Secrecy is out the door. Out the window. Smooth. No one heard a thing.
So we can't go straight to the house.
There's no way Ilario will let me through the door. He fears us. Good. He should.
He should. You're right, Spike. He should.
Rook, you see that tower with the circular window?
That's where we're going?
It's the quickest way there. After you.
I like how it's implied that Harding's plants are
How
growing
far
because
is
of the
it to
fades. They
Ilario's
just grow
party?
without her planting any or even watering them.
You know, across the grounds.
That's pretty cool.
Why does such a big house need a second house?
For guests.
I always forget that Lucanus is a little rich boy. It's really easy to forget that he's a little rich boy.
Just wait for this.
Well, of course we need a second house for the guests to stay in. Can't have the guests staying in the main house.
Zarn is dead. The Venatori should be long gone. They hurt. They will suffer.
Almost fell off the roof. Not quite. We're good. Sneaky, sneaky. No one knows. No one knows we're here. Not a single person has noticed us.
Streets, or is it always through a window and across a clothesline?
The streets of Treviso get more dangerous by the day.
Also, can I just say, that's one of the most gorgeously realized skyboxes I've ever seen in a video game. Look at that sky. That's gorgeous. Oh.
You know how this is going to end, right?
He will suffer for what he's done. That's the deal. Over there, that's Villa de la Morte.
Not an ominous name at all for the assassin
Once we're
manor.
through the tower, we just need to reach the river.
Okay.
There! It's Rook! Our god demands their heads! Kill them all! And make an offering to Lucican!
Okay.
You will not rob us of this alliance!
Let's try it again. Let's jump across the roof. Oh, don't attack me as I'm landing from the roof jump. Final boss of the game. Jump across this one roof. Cool, done. Hey, Arctic Tiger Bear. Alright, defeated the final boss. We're good now. Easy mode now that we've jumped over that one roof.
Good luck around.
Hera says, if you take Lucanus to the Hall of Valor, Rowan the Canary Seer speaks to Spite. She says, Spirit of determination, may your enemies die fearful and in pain. And Spite gets excited, and Lucanus tells her not to encourage him. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's wonderful. There's so many delightful little interactions you can stumble onto in this game.
Ilario kills Zara. Now her Venatori answered to him following...
Arctic Tiger Bear says, is this accessible for the blind? Just curious as I played the last 3 with sight. Love the content. So, it's certain you're going to have trouble playing it if you are completely sightless as a blind player. I know that a person you could speak to about that experience is Sightless Combat, who had trouble, like, combat, not so much a problem. There's lock-on, you can turn on invincibility, you can, like, there's a lot of audio cues for helping you to distinguish when attacks are coming in, and locking on correctly for doing damage. The problem is traversal, if you are sightless. There is not a lot in the way of, like, set a waypoint for a quest and have the game, like, nothing like The Last of Us Part 2 where you could, like, click in the right stick, it will point you in the direction of how to get to the objective you're heading to. There are sound effects for things like if there's an item to pick up, if you're wearing headphones, you will hear in 3D audio a glint sound effect that will tell you what direction the item is in. There's stuff like that. But if you are someone partially sighted, let me have a look at what there is in terms of settings that might help. There's some stuff for colorblindness. You can increase the text size, but what you're seeing here is the largest text size available. So yes, you can have sound effects for visual mechanics. So you can have sound effects for, like, incoming attack will make a sound effect, target lock on, conversation wheels will make sound effects. I believe conversation wheels, if you're playing on PC, support text-to-speech. So you can use text-to-speech to know what your dialogue options are. Subtitle sizes. Oh, you can have vibrations for some things that would usually require visual elements as well. My issue is running into the wall trying to go forward. Yeah, there's not much in this in terms of, like, if you look at stuff like PlayStation's first party releases the last few years that have had, like, good, you set a waypoint and then the game will help you navigate. As long as you click the right stick in every now and then, it'll sort of bring you the route you need to do to get to the objective. There's nothing like that in this. There's no high contrast mode as well for low vision players to increase their visibility. Yeah, text-to-speech is supported, I believe, for menu text, dialogue text for, like, choosing your dialogue options. I don't know how robust it is. I know that it exists. I can't vouch for the quality of robustness. Bumbleborby says, is part 1 of your playthrough not on YouTube? I've been going back through the VODs to catch up. Haven't found part 1. It should be. They were all streamed on both at once. It might not have been called part 1. It might have been called something slightly different. Let me have a quick look. It should have been around launch day, so it should have been... I need to put them in a playlist. I need to make the time to make a playlist of this. Yeah, we finished doing that. Okay, yeah, it's called Let's Play Veilguard and Have a Super Chill Stream. I will put the link in the chat. Okay, in a sec. It was the first 4 hours of the game. Yes, I'm putting the link in now. The reason I didn't call it part 1, I'll be honest, at the time when that game came out and I did my first stream of it, I was in the midst of being harassed by a lot of very prominent right-wing angry gamer types. Think your Grums, your what's the fucker who got kicked off Twitch for a little bit recently and then came back and didn't learn his lesson. A bunch of the, like, your quarterings and folks like that were getting angry because I happened to be trans and worked on a game that happens to have trans characters, and they got very upset about that. And I was doing that stream being like, the reason it's called something like Let's Play Veilguard and Have a Very Chill Stream is I was fully expecting to get, like, hate raided left, right, and center during that stream. I was very on guard during it. It was a whole thing. Yeah, I apologize. The rest of them are numbered. That first one, I didn't call part 1 purely because part 1 suggested I was doing more parts. And if people came to hate raid and they saw it was called part 1, they'd go, oh, I'll keep an eye out. I'll come hate raid when part 2 happens. I was like, if they hate raided on that first one, I didn't want them to know more streams were coming and to look out for them. I was doing my best to
they don't give a damn
to be safe at a time when everyone was very mad at me for having dared work on a game series I love. I don't think it's even that. I think it's just, you know what half of it is? I didn't post about the stream on Twitter, and most of them just didn't know I was streaming. Because I didn't mention it on Twitter, and that's the only place that they fucking pay attention to.
We can take that
I mentioned on Blue Sky I was streaming, and they didn't notice.
We go under the bridge.
I was genuinely surprised that stream was
sewer,
as
are we?
as calm and chill as it
The
was.
streets are barely above water as it is. There's a hidden escape route. That's our way inside.
Here I am.
Over there. That's the entrance.
Your house has a secret escape route, and Ilario didn't post a guard on it?
Ilario doesn't know it's here.
Oh, I had
Why
so
not?
many defensive
Katerina
measures
didn't
in
even tell
place
me about it.
for that
I
stream.
found it laying here alone as a
I had buttons set up that were like, oh, turn everything to emote only mode, buttons that would make it so that you would have to be subscribed or following me on Twitch for at least a week to be able to post. That sort of thing. I had a lot of defensive measures ready. I'll go back and I'll rename that part 1 at this point, and I will put them in a playlist, because I know there's people who'll be looking for part 1. And the only reason I didn't stream longer than 4 hours on that first stream, honestly, was I wanted to get back to my personal playthrough, because I was just getting to the point where, like, Tasha's companion quest was happening, and I was like, oh, I want to know more. But also because I didn't want to risk fate. I didn't want to keep streaming long enough for the shitbags to realize I was streaming and come be shitty. I was like, if I end my stream now 4 hours in, it was a lovely chill stream and no one was nasty. And I could end my day on a good note.
Difficult prisoner.
I think it was really that, it was that first, like, 3 parts. Once we got to, like, the 3rd stream and no shitty people had shown up, I started to relax a bit.
Wants to inherit.
Home smells like dust and linseed oil. Don't say that when Katerina is in earshot.
Got company.
This is my house. Done. Where are the next?
Oh, my mum has been curious about playing this game, and she was talking about the fact that, like, oh, I don't think I've got anything that it would run on, that, like, would be capable of playing it. And I did realize my mum might actually have a setup that would allow her to play this. So, xCloud, which is Xbox's game streaming thing where you can, like, play games streamed over the internet. She's got a decent Wi-Fi connection. She has a Quest 3 headset, which I believe you can get the xCloud app on. I could give her my Xbox login, because I believe that Veilguard is on the list recently of, if you own a game, but don't, like, that isn't on Game Pass, but you do own it in your collection, you can still stream it through Game Pass. The solution for my mum wanting to play Dragon Age might be I give her my Xbox login. She logs into xCloud streaming in her Quest headset and plays streamed over Wi-Fi Veilguard in a VR headset.
Hey. There's a problem.
Oh, I'll beat her. I would beat her to romancing Emmerich. I'm already on the way, but...
They've made themselves comfortable, but we'll get them out.
It may well be that next time I see her, I try setting that up for her and see how she gets on with it.
We find what we seek.
We've got company.
The door's been barred from the inside.
So.
Murder Granny is alive.
Lucanis.
Katarina's so good.
Boy.
Can I just say, I'd have loved to have Katarina as a companion. Give me more elderly companions. Emmerich's great. Give me Katarina too. Give me all the older characters.
We'll escort you someplace safe before we go after Ilario.
You'll do no such thing. There's no time for heroic nonsense.
Heroic nonsense.
Give
saved
me
your
Battle
grandson and
Granny.
is rescuing you now. I won't let Ilario do more damage.
Go. I'll meet you in the opera house.
I hope she can keep herself safe.
Welcome to House de la Morte, Rook.
Well, let me play a Rook who is that old. Let me play a Rook who feels genuinely old. Okay, let's do this.
Do you have a plan to deal with Ilario? Lucanis?
I'm working on it. He is ours. He will not escape us. This is it. Get ready.
You have a plan now, right?
Knives are involved.
Let's go, let's go.
Katerina's death was a tragedy.
Ilario, you little shit.
To get Lucanis back from the dead, only to lose him to a demon. For me, it is a deep, personal loss. And so, I take the mantle of First Talon with a heavy heart.
Oh, I'm sure your heart is so heavy.
But the crows.
Sure you
rise
hate
from
doing
the
this.
ashes. With our new allies, the Venatori, we can reclaim Antiva. Over my dead body. That can be arranged.
I love that, like, the whole family's, like, set of factions start pulling swords in this room.
Cannot overpower us both.
Like, this is a proper good finale. Like, nothing... When I talk about, like, thinking that Nev's companion quest could have been a little better, like, Nev's never has anything quite this cool and dramatic with, like... There's, like, 15 characters in this room who I'm like, oh yeah, I recognize you from earlier in the quest, I know you, like... I think it doesn't help that we don't really get to know many other people that aren't Nev in Nev's quest, I think is the thing. Oh, he was obviously a traitor from the start. He was a smarmy little fuck, but... He did a very good job of giving you nothing concrete. He was slimy. He had the wrong vibes, but, like... Nothing you could, like, actually point out about him. Look at him, smacked him down.
What are you waiting for, cousin? Finish what you start. I already did. What am I ever going to do that is worse than this? On your knees, in front of every house.
Get up, Hilario.
Caterina, thank the Macon.
No one from House de la Morte kneels.
Mierda. What am I supposed to do with this idiot?
Right, chat. I need your votes. Option 1, his actions are unforgivable. He will be imprisoned. Option 2, he will be forgiven. Show him mercy. 1 or 2, do we chuck him in jail or do we show him mercy? What do you think, chat? I'm gonna leave this up to you. You get control of how this one's gonna play out. I'll say this, when you don't save Treviso, when you save Docktown in Minrathous instead, you don't get a choice here. The game chooses for you. I don't believe kill him is an option with the way I've set him up. I believe it's an option if you treat Lucanus differently, but I think our options are jail or freedom. Yeah, he'll be... Yeah, it's prison or forgiveness. Okay, we have 1 vote for prison, 1 vote for kill him, which isn't on the wheel. Okay, for prison. Okay, I guess we're going prison.
He tried to kill you and got you imprisoned, and kidnapped the first Talon, and made a deal with the Venatori.
Too much to forgive. But he's still all I've got. Iago, lock him up.
You think you can put me away? That is not your decision, is it? Caterina is still first Talon.
Enough, Hilario. Lucanus is first Talon now.
Oh, shit.
His decision stands.
You're lucky he didn't cut your throat.
Our boy's in charge of a faction.
Welcome home, my boy.
A toast to the new first Talon. To Lucanus.
Oh, our boy's in charge now. Poison their prison bread. He does kind of deserve it. I think Spite would really enjoy murdering him, and I think Spite deserves a win.
Shall we make a discreet exit?
Yeah.
I'm ready, but are you sure?
Does that mean
They're
Lucanus is
celebrating
kind of my boss now, considering I'm an Antivan Crow?
I have other plans for the evening.
Are we both each other's boss in a weird Ouroboros now?
Really? You came all the way back here for coffee. The stuff in your villa wasn't good enough?
It's better if I make it myself. And I wanted some quiet.
Is this... Look, without the sex component, is this now the equivalent of what me and Iron Bull had in Inquisition? Look, in certain settings I'm the boss, in certain settings you're the boss. We work out where that line is drawn.
So, first Talon of the Crows, huh? Does that mean you'll be leaving us?
No. We have a contract. Besides, she may have stepped down, but there's no stopping Caterina from giving all the orders. I still cannot believe she did that.
Are you holding up okay? After, you know, Ilario, and your grandmother, and everything?
Everything.
I wouldn't call it okay, exactly.
How is Spite doing? I want to know how Spite's
Hilario.
doing.
Do you regret locking him up?
No. After everything he's done, the other houses probably want him dead. And Katerina, she may want him alive, but he'll probably wish otherwise. Meanwhile, he's too valuable to lose. He knows too much about Elgernon, the Venatori. Whatever he can tell us about our target, I'll take it.
I was surprised you spared him at all, really.
So was I. But I don't have a lot to lose. What there is, Hilario, Katerina, Nev. This team.
Nev!
I'm not giving that up.
You like Nev. Ah, there we go. I believe that's another of our members ready for the finale. Hero with the Veilguard. Okay, Demon of Defiance. Defiant and unrelenting, Lucanus gives no quarter to his targets, preying on their weakness and giving them no chance to recover. Pros tenacity. With expertise comes notoriety. This suit is reinforced in every place that counts, protecting even the most unexpected strikes. Ooh, that is some nice armor. Sure, let's give him that. Yeah, you step down to give, like, your new second-in-command charge, put them in charge on paper. But, like, you continue being in charge, like, you know, while they learn the ropes.
Another day.
Right. Tosh, do you have more side quests for us yet? No, apparently not. Come on, let me continue your companion quest.
Can't believe you found that book on old dragons.
I'd hoped you'd like it.
I do. But it's weird. The Storm Rider's wings are too short, and the Howler's claws are wrong.
I've read theories that nature changes living forms over generations.
Did a good job with the Howler. They've got way more teeth now.
Is this world only just now learning about the concept of evolution? Also, Emmerich found a dragon book and was like, oh, Taj, I found you a book, it's about dragons. This feels like when at Christmas you give that one young cousin where it's like, I found you a book about dinosaurs. And they're like, oh shit, I love dinosaurs. Except probably without swearing because they're a young cousin in this hypothetical. It's, I know that thing you're really into. Yeah, I'm really into that. Let me read about that thing I like. What time is it? past. We can maybe do one more companion quest. Should we go finish Balara's companion quest line? Yeah, let's go talk to Balara's brother and see whether everything is okay. Let's really knock out some of these companion quests tonight. Let's go. This is going to be our last one for tonight. We will get Balara up to speed, and then we got the rest of the party for next week. Where do we need to go to? Oh, that's not too far. Yeah. Off the top of my head, I would guess we've played somewhere between 40 and 45 hours of this on stream. Which means I would say we've got like 10 to 15 hours of game left, minus however long I spent playing off stream for some little tidy up work. The point of no return of this game is like 5 hours. About 3 hours. It's like 3 hours point of no return. I'm gonna say at least an hour for hour and a half for the next story mission we gotta do. That's like 5 hours. Plus we gotta finish everyone's companion quests. Yeah, I would say like probably I wouldn't be surprised if like a little over 10 hours of stream left, we're probably done with this game. Like, there's a good chance we could be done with this by the end of next week, maybe, if I'm doing my maths right. Like 16, 17 streams, we might be there. Might be slightly longer than that, but I feel like we're really getting there.
Okay. I am surprised.
I almost didn't. With everything that happened, I didn't want to. But you're my brother. Still. Even with all of that. Did you come? Alone?
Yes. Though you didn't.
Not after what happened to Hamuel, to Yanarel, the others.
The ritual should have granted them purity, strength. That it did not. That is my failure. I was not worthy. I will do better. I must do better. For Ornaris. For our people.
The people Anaris killed and turned into demons with that ritual?
He's willing to do whatever he must to save us. To make the hard choices. The Evanuris. Soulless. They would sacrifice us to their ends.
He's a warlord. That's all he is, all he ever was.
So said the Evanuris. But the victors write the histories. He fought to make our people great. And the Evanuris fought to keep them in fetters. He showed me the world as it once was, as it could be again.
How many elves have to die to get there?
Greatness requires sacrifice.
No, that's not the Syrian I know. He's influencing you through the mask, poisoning your thoughts.
My thoughts remain my own, Balara. Why can you not accept that I chose this willingly? Through this mask, I feel what he feels. When he thinks of our people rising once more, have you ever felt the warmth of a god's happiness?
Have you ever felt the indifference to the suffering of others that will get you to your goal that a god feels? You seem to be feeling that.
Of their fear.
What is it he's afraid of then?
I'm not sure, but it haunts him, consumes his thoughts. I must help him. Help us to face whatever it is.
So he hasn't told you what it is he's afraid of?
No, but no doubt he keeps it from me for good reason.
Also, before we finish, I know I've talked about this like twice already this week, but I'm going to mention it one more time because there's like 2 days left for this. Hey, the GA Conf Awards are happening this year. Voting is open until the end of Sunday. I'm putting a link in both the Twitch and YouTube chat. If you scroll down to the Best Comms/PR/Marketing Award, you'll see the Accessibility Summer Showcase, my accessibility-focused game showcase that happens every year, where we show off a bunch of game trailers and talk about the accessibility that those games are going to have. With games that are focused on trying to be accessible for a wide range of gamers. We interview disabled gamers. We have American Sign Language, British Sign Language, and audio-described versions of the showcase. If you think that perhaps that may have been the best piece of accessibility in games PR and marketing this year, maybe go vote for the Accessibility Summer Showcase in that category. There's a bunch of other categories. You can read on that link what was nominated for what reasons. Maybe you vote for Life is Strange or Dragon Age because I worked on those. Maybe you don't. That's up to you. But if you maybe wanted to give a vote to the Accessibility Summer Showcase, it would be really cool if I won that award. So I'm just putting that link in there because there's like 2 days left for voting, and it'd be cool if I had a piece of glass that said I did good marketing. Because if I ever want to go into marketing, a piece of glass that says I'm good at marketing would be pretty cool to have. I hope you stream the awards because snarky shit talk is the only way I can handle watching the awards. I'll probably be streaming them. We'll see. We'll see. But yes, the awards themselves aren't being aired until like January next year, but the voting ends on Sunday, and it'd be really cool if people voted. Anyway, let's get back to.
So you'll do whatever he says to fight some phantom threat? There are people, Syrian. They deserve better than this. That's what you taught me. You were my anchor, Syrian. You kept me grounded. When my thoughts lied to me, you always told me the same thing. Do you remember?
Balara's voice actress does such a good job.
Trust your heart, Boris Shivan. It's a good heart, and it'll never lie to you. So why won't you trust it now?
I must do what I must.
Me too.
Yeah, thinking about, like, my comparisons between this and, say, Nev's companion quest.
We're going to have to stop them. Him.
I think one of the things that, like, a lot of the good companion quests in this game allow you to see, like, the final villain, I suppose, or antagonist or character you're emotionally invested in of the companion quest multiple times. Definitely not the case for Nev's. The first time we meet Nev's villain is when we're fighting Nev's villain. But, like, here, we meet Balara's brother several times, have several conversations, really get to understand the motivations, realize, this is never going to work. Ilario, we just had as our sort of conclusion for Lucanus. He's right there from moment one, being a slimy little ship, you can't prove it. Being a little helpful, but it was really for his own aims. Oh, it's finally revealed. Like, you have time to have emotional stakes in who the end of the story is about. And, like, Nev's kind of lacks that, I think.
Come on. You've got work to do.
Okay, this is not quite the end of Balara's. We've got one more Balara mission to do. Yeah, we hear about Syrian early on. There are quests that hint at Syrian being alive as well. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like the very first mission is like, I am mourning my dead brother. Then you get, the miraculous, shocking information that he is alive, but he's working for the villain. Maybe we can try and reason with him. Oh, that doesn't seem to be working. Okay, we're going to have a confrontation with him. Like, you get to have an arc of who is it we're fighting against. And to, like, really get a sense of what that fight means. Right, any new quests here in the lighthouse? No. Yeah, I don't think Tarshish is going to continue until after. I think we're going to have to go continue the main plot before some of those other characters will finish up. Although Balara's finale might be ready. Maybe we go back and do Balara's finale now.
Brooke. What are you working on?
Oh, it's part of that artifact, from the ritual. I wanted to see how they did what they did, what it meant. Tried asking that thing. It won't tell me.
The knowledge of the great Anaris is...
A theme. At least I figured that out. How to make it go away, I mean. Damn it. We are getting through to Syrian. He almost listened.
Oh, yay. Some more photosensitive people sharing my piece about photosensitivity that I did today. Hell yeah. I did a piece about a community I'm not a part of, and people in that community seem to think I did an alright job at it. That is, a big relief. Yeah, we weren't getting through to it. It was you that was nearly getting through to it.
He was listening to you.
You were doing it,
Balara. Because you're his sister.
He was my brother. My only brother. And just for a moment, he was my brother again. Then he wasn't. Then he was a person I might need to... I don't think I can, Rook. Do that.
Like it or not, you might have to.
My head understands that, but my heart believes that we'll get through to him somehow.
I really hope you're right.
Well, either way, we'll be able to find them.
How?
Oh, I didn't tell you. Right. The artifact. Couldn't figure out how it did it. Made those demons, I mean. But I attuned its resonance, and I'll know where they are next time, before they finish. So we can stop them. However we have to.
Okay, still not quite there for the finale then.
I'm with you, Balara. All the way.
I know, Rook. Thank you. And, whatever happens. Anyway, I should get back. To work, I mean. I don't think we have much time.
Cool. I think this is where we're going to wrap up for today. We will come back on Monday, and... which quest do we have coming up? We've got... yeah, we've got some more of Nev and Davrin's personal quest to do. And then it'll be going to Arlathan Forest and having another run-in with Elganon and Gillenane. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. I'll be back Monday, Wednesday, Friday of next week with more streams. I'm just double-checking. Do I have any other like weird streams next week I'm not thinking about? I don't think so for next week, but the week after, I think, is the Game Awards, and we'll be live streaming snarky responses to the Game Awards when those happen, so look forward to them. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I'll be back soon. I'm gonna go get some rest. Goodbye.